fight. Trying to see where this life take me, so I roll the dice. Look up to no one else, but yeah, I was shy. I got real power, Hebrew Israelite.
So you think with those descriptions, you think that would match more like Christ?
Yes.
Alright, now, before we get there, let's get Exodus chapter 15 and verse 3. So I'm going to read you a couple descriptions of Christ, and I want you to tell me which man Christ will line up with. I'm going to give you certain attributes. Y'all ever played the game before, like video games?
Yes.
And y'all ever made a creative player?
Yes.
And with that creative player, certain attributes that you want to fit that player, right?
Yes.
To make that player who he really is. So we're going to read about some attributes in the Bible. And with these attributes, I want y'all to name which man fits those attributes the best, all right? It's going to be 3 quick attributes. Let's get this first. Exodus 15.
Exodus 15:3. The Lord is a man of war.
The Lord say?
The Lord is a man of war.
The Bible say?
The Lord is a man of war.
So one of the attributes of Christ is that he's a man of war.
Right.
Which one looks like they love to go to war? That one. He look like a man of war, don't he? He look like if you play with him, things might happen.
Right.
All right, let's get what you got. Revelation chapter 1.
It's the book of Revelation 1 and 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like it to the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So another attribute of Christ. Christ has white, woolly hair. Woolly texture hair, like Negro type, like an afro, like you. So when you look on that sign, which one has woolly type hair? No, woolly is like a sheep. Kind of like what you got, sister. What you got on the top of your head? That's woolly hair. All right, which one got woolly type hair? That texture. Him. So far, these attributes is not looking like it's that guy. It's not looking like that guy. All right, a man of war, woolly hair. We don't.
And it reads, and his head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
And the Bible says that Christ also has brown feet, as if they burned in the furnace. So we look at that color brown. Which one is brown skin? That one. But it said he was so brown, it looked like he got burnt in the furnace. Man, he was a dark skinned man. All right, like real dark. So that one fits more of the attributes that Christ will look like. And I know you say, that one may not be Christ. He's got a sword in his hand and things like that. Did you know that in the Bible, Christ carried around a sword? Bring this out what you got, Revelation 2:16.
Revelation chapter 2 and verse number 16. Verse number 12. And to the angel of the church of Pergamos write these things, saith he with he that hath the sharp sword with 2 edges.
So when John is looking at Christ, right, he's writing down what the Lord has said to the churches. Read that again. It said Christ has something in his hand as we read this, as he's writing it down. And after we read it, I want y'all to tell me what it said Christ had in his hand. Read that again.
These things saith he which hath the sharp sword with 2 edges.
With what?
With 2 edges.
So it's a man, Christ. He's writing this description of Christ, and it said a man to have a sharp sword with 2 edges. Which one got a sharp sword? That one. So according to the Bible, which one is really Christ? That one.
Right.
So why did y'all say that one at first?
I think it's the Christ
Because he looked nice. He looked nice and he looked all touchy. And he got the crust, he looked all effeminate. So guess what? That's what that's what this world wants to portray Christ as.
Right.
Believe it or not, sisters, again, y'all be God's chosen people. Israelites. Christ was an Israelite. Christ also came from the tribe of Judah. Christ would be a so-called black man. So if Christ was a so-called black man, his mother and his father would be so-called black people. His cousins and his ancestors, which would be us, would be so-called black people. The reason why this world placed that white image upon you is because they lied to you. And they want you to think that the white man is God. All right, y'all ever heard of Buddha? The Chinese statue? No, not that. It's like a fat Chinese man that's sent down. Yeah, and he got all the gold. Guess what, Buddha, that's a god for the Chinese people. He looks Chinese. All right, he, fat like a Chinese person. He got all the attributes of a Chinese man. You got the Arabs. They got Muslim. All right, their God looks like them, Allah. The white man, he has white Jesus. His God looks like him. How come for the so-called black and Hispanic man, woman, and child, we don't have a God that look like us? Why is that? We're the only race that don't got a God that look like us. Again, you go into the churches, they show that image instead. They don't show this image. That's right. That's right, sister. You on fire. This sister on fire right here. Give it up for the sister. All right, that's right, sister. Give me Colossians. Actually, give me John 8 in verse 32. So, according to the Bible, the Lord said that the truth is going to set you free. Not only did y'all think that, but I'm pretty sure 90% of people on this boardwalk thinks that that's the real Christ. But we just read out the Bible that Christ would be a so-called black man, a man of war.
Right.
Now those attributes that y'all said, to an extent you're right. He is loving, he is merciful, etc. But we have to know the true image and who Christ really is. Go to 1 John chapter 5, verse 10. Bring this up.
John 8 and 32. And you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
And the churches, the school systems, they're not letting you know the truth. The Lord said the truth is going to make you free. Doesn't it feel good knowing that Christ is really a so-called black man? Hey, Christ, he might be your ancient cousin. All right, back then, during the Roman Empire, when Christ walked the earth, he had cousins, he had mothers, he had a father. He had friends that he walked, that he chilled with. And guess what? All those people looked like him. Christ was only for his people. Y'all are Christ's people. All right, the so-called white man, they're not Christ's people. Christ didn't come for them. Christ didn't come for the Chinese man. Christ only came for his people, which are y'all. What's your nationality? What's your race? You said Cam. Is that your name?
Cameron.
Cameron. All right, what's your race, Cameron?
Black, white, Indian.
Black, white, Indian.
That's my cousin.
Again, when you look on this sign, what does the top of the sign say?
American black.
No, that's very top.
Oh, 12 tribes of Israel.
12 tribes of Israel. Y'all be Israelites.
Right.
Y'all are not black. Sister, your coat or your sweater, that's black. Sister, your pants are black. Are you the same exact color as your jacket? As your sweater? No.
I'm brown.
You brown, so why you call yourself black?
Right, wake them
But
up.
those are the different lies that's been taught us through that image right there. Again, if you want to know the truth, you got to know who Christ really is, who he really came for, and who you guys really are. Now let's bring this out. 1 John 5.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 5 and 18.
Pick it up.
Verse 10. He that believeth on the Son of God hath the witness in himself.
Right,
He that believeth not God hath made him a liar,
right.
because he believeth not the record that God gave of his Son.
And we know the Son of God is Christ. God gave certain records of Christ, and those records that line up will look more like this image. So the reason why we keep putting you to this image is because you gotta wipe that white man out your head. That's really the devil. The devil, he deceives you to believe that that's the white man.
Right.
Are y'all willing to step on the devil? The so-called white man, the fake white Jesus? Are y'all willing to step on him?
Yeah.
A real step. That's right, sister. That's right. That's right. That's right, brother. That's right, brother. All right, sister. Now it's your turn. You got to step on these lies. Come on. All right. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. So let's get Deuteronomy chapter 20. Actually, let's make it plain. Let's go to John 1 and 47. Again, so before y'all leave, we're gonna give y'all two more verses. Y'all will be Israelites.
Right.
Give me Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Y'all gotta repent and keep God's commandments as princesses of the daughters of Israel. Israelites. Let's read this.
It's the book of John 1 and 47.
Pick it up.
Yahweh saw Nathanael coming to him.
Alright, so this verse is very important. I need y'all to listen to this, alright? So Jesus Christ saw this man coming unto him, whose real name is Yahweh Shai. You know?
And said of him, Behold, an Israelite indeed.
What's their real race?
Behold, an Israelite indeed.
What's their God-given nationality?
Behold, an Israelite indeed.
Read.
And whom is no guile.
According to the Bible, who did God say y'all was? Israelites. That's right. Israelites. So y'all would be Israelites. Y'all can never forget that.
Right.
All right, when y'all walking home, y'all gotta play back that word Israelite. Wash away black, Wash away nigga, wash away bad bees, and wash away Megan Thee Stallions and Sexy Red and Cardi B. You gotta wash those away. Yeah, leave it alone, and you gotta play back Israelite, princess, daughter of Zion, chosen one. That's and that they had to play through your mind on repeat. All right, bring this out. So now that y'all are Israelites, and certain requirements that God requires of the Israelites. Let's read this.
Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments.
The Lord said,
Fear God and keep his commandments.
what the Israelites got to do?
Fear God and keep his commandments.
As Israelites, what did God say we have to do? We just read. Fear God and what? And what? We have fear God and keep his commandments.
Oh, I take commandments.
That's right, keep his commandments. In order to keep the commandments, you gotta know the commandments. Y'all got Bibles at home?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
I got it.
Hey, y'all wanna start diving in there?
I'm on Genesis. I mean, on a job. I went to job and then I went to
Yeah. Well, that's good. You know, that's good that you read it. You want to be in Genesis. After Genesis, you want to go to Exodus. It's the next book.
I'm almost going to read the part where they said do not defile way up there.
Yeah, you got to do that too, sister. Let's go to Exodus 20. Let's get to the Exodus at 20 and 12. So that's right. You know, you do want to obey your parents, and knowing that y'all Israelites, it said fear God and keep what? Almost commandments. That's right. Fear God and keep his commandments. What's up, sister?
You said that the way so-called Jesus is the devil.
Well, you talking about that white man? Well, actually, we go into history, that's an actual man that walked the earth, but they never called him Jesus. His name is actually Caesar Borgia. He slept with his sister, and he committed all type of wickedness. He was son of Pope Alexander. So that, when you think of that word Jesus, or that name Jesus, don't associate it with him. His name is Caesar. Okay, he molested and laid down with his sister. That's disgusting. You know, so when you think of Jesus, don't think of him, but go ahead what you were saying. So how we seen Jesus but never saw God?
Yeah, like we saw God through Jesus but never saw him.
Well, because let's get Isaiah 66. Because God, you know, he's so what I'm looking for. God is so magnified, man doesn't need a reason to see God. You got something called faith. Wait, real quick. Well, go ahead.
You mean like every place he at.
I'm gonna answer that. I'm gonna read this and I'm gonna answer that. God, in a nutshell, God, he's in the third heavens and he watches over us. All right, 66 and verse 1.
Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 1. Thus saith the Lord, the heaven is my throne, and the earth is my footstool.
So God said that the heavens is his throne, the earth is his footstool. So all the way up into the heavens, God, he's watching everything that he created. So there's no reason for God to come onto the earth. For one, God's spirit can't even feel the earth because he's so mighty and powerful. If God was to come on the earth, everyone on the earth would literally die. You know, when his son whom he created, his son has so much power, he's coming back to crack the firmament. How much more God himself? So read that again from the top.
Thus saith the Lord, the heaven is my throne, and the earth is my footstool. Where is the house that you will build unto me, and where is the place of my rest?
So God is so magnified that there would be no reason for man to see God. That's the point, because God wants you to have faith in him. Give me Hebrews chapter 11 in the classic, verse number 1. Bring out what you got.
Yeah, kind of, because in the ancient world, our ancestors, they believe like if you see the Most High God, you would die. Even if you was to speak with God, when you read Exodus 19, they didn't want the Most High to speak with them because they thought that they would die. But this Judges 13 and 22. And Manoah said unto his wife, we shall surely die because we have seen God.
Right. And that's plain. They said we shall surely die if we seen God. Now, I also want that account in Exodus 19 instead of verse number 17. So back then, if you was to see the Most High God, you would get up the ghost. Again, because that shows how powerful and how much glory that the Most High is filled with.
Khan, and also too, just to kind of understand how powerful God is. Have y'all ever seen a lion face to face? Yeah. What about a bear? What about like a tiger? What would you do if they were face to face with you? You'd be scared, right? So those are the creations of God, right? And if you fear God's creations, how would you be able to stand before the Creator Himself? You know, just kind of get you to think about how powerful God is. Yeah, you would be very afraid.
That's right. That's a beautiful point. That's right, brother.
Right.
I got you, brother. I'm gonna read this verse. I'm gonna read 2 verses, then you're gonna ask it, all right? Let's read.
This is John chapter 12 and verse 45.
Bring it out.
And he that seeth me, seeth him that sent me.
Christ said, if you see him, then you see Father who sent him, because Christ is moving in the spirit of the Father. Now, we physically can't see Christ right now, but through the words, we see Christ through his actions, through the works that he brought forth. And when we see Christ through the scriptures, you're seeing the Spirit of God, because Christ is moving in the Spirit of God. Meaning, it would be no reason for you to see the Most High God, because the Spirit is already in Christ. And as long as you know your nationality and keep the commandments, then Christ's Spirit will be within you. That's why it's important to come back to the commandments. Everything goes back to God's commandments. So we'll bring one more verse, and then you're going to ask a question.
There's a book of Exodus 20 and 18.
19 and verse number 17.
Alright, this Exodus 19 and 17.
Right.
And Moses brought forth the people out of the camp to meet with God.
Right, so Moses, he brought the people, our ancestors, out of the camp to meet with God. You know?
And they stood at neither part of the mount.
Right.
And Mount Sinai was all together on a smoke.
Right, so they went to this big old mountain. Like, turn around. You see these different buildings? Imagine a mountain that's 100 times taller than these buildings. Now, a whole mountain, it was filled with smoke and fire. You had UFOs and lighting all over the place. We read this account. The smoke was going all throughout the firmament. Read on.
And it reads,
Right.
and the Lord descended upon it in fire.
Right.
And the smoke thereof ascended as the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mount quaked greatly. And when the voice of the trumpet sounded
Right.
long and waxed louder and louder.
Right, so you gotta imagine this. It's a mountain on fire. You have a UFO on top of it. You have lightning and smoke. Would you want to go to that mountain, or are you gonna get the hell up out of here? You gonna sleep. You'll be gone. So as they're seeing this, they seeing all type of folk and smoke and fire. But guess what? That's all the Spirit of God doing it. So if that's that's scary. And God didn't even show his face, he just showed his spirit, his appearance to the Lord. How much more seeing God face to face? Huh? Oh, come on. Read on. That's a little bit more.
It reads, and Moses spake, and God answered him by a voice. And the Lord came down upon Mount Sinai on the top of the mountain.
Right.
And the Lord called Moses up to the top of the mountain.
Right.
And Moses went up. And the Lord said unto Moses, go down, charge the people, lest they break through unto the Lord to gaze, and many of them perish.
Right, and many of them people died. Alright, because again, Moses, he was commanded to go up to the top. Some people tried to follow him. When they tried to follow him, they just dropped dead. And again, that shows the power of God. So if you see that, if that happens without seeing God, how much more seeing a being that does that to these different people? That's a real scary scene. You got a question, my bro?
This guy is why did he's a person who raped his own sister.
Yeah, he is the devil though, because only the devil would do that. The white man is the devil according to the
My
Bible.
mom told me not to say the D word. She told me to say enemy, because if you say his name in the bad or good way, you still say his name and he's going to get happy.
Who say?
Yeah.
Well, well, that's not biblical, you know. According to the Bible, if you see Satan, you gotta call Satan out.
Right.
Or if you see the devil, you gotta call him out. You know,
So you can't say enemy, you gotta say
I mean, you can say enemy. You can call him whatever you want. Call him what the Bible calls him. If you see Satan, he's Satan. If he an evil spirit, you got a devil on him, you call him the devil. Or you call him an enemy, an opposition. Anything that's contrary to God, that's what he is.
Right.
And that image right there is everything that's the opposite of God.
Right.
He's a liar. He's a molester, a thief. He's wicked. He sleeps with beasts. You don't want to deal or associate nothing with that image, because that's Satan. That's the devil. That's the enemy. That's anything on the left hand side you want to call.
Right.
All right.
But they know why would they create those videos?
Come right there.
Yeah, they create videos. The only reason they create videos is because they didn't want us to know the real guy. So they try to pretend that he's the real guy to put that in our head, because they didn't want us to believe in our own savior, because they knew that our savior was more powerful than they make believe savior. So they put that in our head so we can believe in their savior, so we can go down with them. Or they wanted us to think that our black savior was worthless, powerful than theirs.
That's right. They did that to manipulate your mind. All right, that's right, so that's right. They did that to manipulate your mind and to, like how we said earlier, they want y'all to think that y'all don't have a God. They want y'all to think, okay, the so-called white man, mind you, let's turn this on. Oh, sorry, turn. Look at the sound. All you see is oppression, right? Who did this to our people? White people. The same white people that had you in slavery, the same white people that hung you upside down by the foot and beat you, the same people that, look at this, the same white people that had you locked up in shackles. Where's one where the brother was burning at the stake on the cross? I don't know if that's on here. Nevertheless, all these people.
Is it right now?
Which one? Come up and point to it. I can't see it.
Oh, it's not right now. It's right there.
Hey, well, yeah, well, this one too. All these things, you see, the white man did it. That same white man, he set up a false image to make you think that that's God, so you can subconsciously serve him.
May I say something?
Yeah, go ahead, sis. Then I got a verse.
Basically, Cameron, so basically, the white people used to use us because they thought we was less powerless than them, but we was more powerful than them. So they tried to use our power against us by beating on us and all that stuff. So we were scared of our own fears, so we was refusing to obey them. But yeah.
You close. You damn near there. You close. Now I'm gonna read you this verse and we're gonna expound on that. All right, let's read this.
First Maccabees chapter 3 and verse number 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen has sought to paint the likeness of their image.
Hold on, it said these heathens, they opened up the book of the law. What's the book of the law? Yeah, you're right. The white man, he opened up God's laws. Where do you read about God's laws at?
The Bible.
The Bible. So the heathen, they had the Bible, they had the Torah, they had God's law.
They had our God.
Yeah, they had our God, the God of Israel. All right, that man right there and his son, they had this book. The white man took our book.
So you basically saying the white man took our book to manipulate us with our own book to make it their own book, but the whole time they was taking our creation and our work to use it as their own, because they was lazy to use their own words, so they just tried to steal whatever we had to
right. That's right, sister. That's right, sister. All right, breaking it down. That's right. Now, now look, sister. Now, what you just said, we're gonna read that same thing out the Bible. So, like you said, the white man, he took the Bible, God's laws, and he did what?
And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen has sought to paint the likeness of their images.
The heathen, the so-called white man, he wanted to paint the likeness of what he looks like. So he said, to hell with that image, I'm gonna paint what I look like.
That's why they used the white Jesus to paint over our black Jesus. They didn't like our black. They didn't like us being more powerful.
That's right. That's right.
That's why a lot of white people still our creation and our work just to make it their own, because they was they was thinking they was worthless, but the whole time they could be the same thing as us, but they think that we're more powerful, so they try to steal our work so they can make it.
Well, not think. They know we're more powerful than them. But the only reason why we're in this position and why we got to the bottom to where we're able to do that.
Because we believe them and think we're.
Well, not necessarily. It's because we broke God's commandments.
Right.
By believing them.
Yeah, it's that we broke God's commandments by trusting the so-called white man and a white woman and their ideologies. We trusted them, and that got us into slavery. God said only trust in Him, lean on Him. But we wanted to lean to the so-called white man and white woman, and that's what got us put into slavery. Now, I'm going to read this.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse number 15. And it reads,
So this is a curse. Now, God sent curses upon our people for us cleaving unto the heathen. God never told us to go to the so-called white man. He never told us to go to the Chinese man. God said, call upon Him, and then they're in trouble.
So basically, it's saying when we had went to the Hebrews, He put curses over us because we believe in the opposite instead of believing in Him.
Exactly.
So He put curses on us. Is it true? Wait, before you start, is it true that our God is a jealous God?
Yes, that's right. That is true. Now, because He's jealous, He see, okay, y'all want to go over there and start. Let's actually get the Exodus 20 verse 2. He said, okay, y'all want to go over there and start a white man and start these wicked gods?
And that's why He put curses over us. Because
Exactly.
He was jealous one, and He thought we was going to switch sides.
Exactly.
And that's what we did.
And that's what we did, sister. Now, I'm going to show you that. We're going to read this first. Actually, hold that. Give me 2 Kings chapter 1 and verse number 1. I'm going to show you an account of that. Oh, yeah, 20 and verse 3. Now, what you just said, sister, I'm going to read it. Now, sister, what you just said, sister, what you just said, that's actually written up in the Bible. I'm going to show you that. 2 Kings chapter 1 and verse 1.
the 2 Kings 1 and 1.
Right.
Then
How you
Moab,
doing, brother? How you doing, brother? You know what's going on up here? So we teach you how the so-called black and Hispanic men are God's chosen people, and how you would be an Israelite. And right now we're reading an account on what happened to our ancestors for cleaving unto other gods. So let's read this. 2 Kings 1 and 1.
the 2 Kings 1 and 1. Then Moab rebelled against Israel after the death of Ahab, and Ahaziah fell down through a lattice.
We got a man named Ahaziah. This man Ahaziah, he was wicked. Read on.
In his upper chamber that was in Samaria, and was sick. And he sent messengers and said unto them, go inquire of Baal above, the god of Ekron.
So let me ask y'all this. If y'all was to get sick, or y'all went to the hospital, what's the first thing that you're doing?
Trusting in the
You
doctor.
said what? Praying for God?
Trusting the doctor.
Trusting in God? That's right. Now, what you say, brother? And you, sister? You sure? You just saying that? All right, for sure. So that's right. Now, this man, he fell sick. The first thing he did, he went to the gods of the other nations. He had a god by the name of Ekron. All right, from the god of the Philistines. He called upon a false god to help him out. Now, what do you think God's gonna do to that man, knowing that the God of the Bible is a jealous God? All right, a man of war. What do you think God is gonna do to that man for cleaving unto other gods?
Punish him.
Punish him? What you
Make him
saying?
suffer.
That's right. Put him through slavery. I like that answer. What you say, brother? Punish him. Let's see on. Let's see. Let's read on.
And it reads, whether I shall recover this disease. But the angel of the Lord said to Elijah,
So he told this man, take your messengers, go to the god of Ekron. But the angel told Elijah to tell Ahaz to do what?
arise, go up to meet the messengers of the king of Samaria, and say unto them, is it not because there is not a God in Israel?
So God got jealous. He said, you finna go and call upon this God like there's no God in Israel. Believe it or not, again, y'all will be the Israelites.
Right.
God only came for the God of Israel.
Right.
These are the Israelites on this sign. So as he's checking this man, he said, don't you not know that it's a God already in Israel for the so-called black and Hispanic man? You know?
There you go to inquire of Baal above, the god of Ekron. Now therefore thus said the Lord, thou shalt not come down from that bed on which thou art going up.
So God said, because you want to go to these other gods, that same deathbed that you on, you will never leave that deathbed. You're never going to get better. You're never going to heal. But you're going to stay on that deathbed and what?
but shall surely die.
But shall what?
But shall surely
What
die.
happens when we go to other God?
But shall surely die.
God said, if you want to cleave to other gods, thou shalt surely die. That's what you call a jealous God. All right, one more. I got one more verse and then I got you, sister. Let's read this.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse number 3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is of heaven above or that is of earth beneath.
Just like you said, sister, God is a jealous God, no gods before him. Again, y'all would be the Israelites. The God of Israel said no other gods before him. Come up real quick, brother. Which one would you think is the real Christ? We asked it to these sisters. Which one you think is the real Christ right here? Right there. Got those two images, yeah. Which one is the real Christ? On the right side? Well, guess what? That's not the real Christ. Yeah, the one all the way to the right, the one that's looking like this and he got the nice little hair. That's not the real Christ. All right, the real Christ would be that man right there. What you say, sister? You said what?
He's just trying to trick you and make you. Oh, he's a rapist.
That's right. That man is a rapist. That man is a wicked. He's a pedophile and a rapist. This is the true Christ, a depiction of what he would look like. So you, brother, you will look just like Christ. All right, woolly hair, dark-skinned man. You gotta embrace it. That's what Christ looked like. So the Bible said, "Thou shalt have no other gods before me." That would be a false god that this world has set up. As we just read, that man, he went to Baal-zebub, the god of Ekron, right? That's what the Philistines and the Hamites, these Africans, serve. That's when you cleave onto white Jesus. That's the same thing that this man just did in the Bible when he went to the false god. You're calling upon someone that's not real. So knowing that, y'all have to believe on the true image and the true depiction of what God looks like and what Christ looked like. And God and Christ look like y'all. You said what?
I'll be back. I'm gonna speak.
Alright. So God and Christ look just like y'all. And y'all never want to forget that, alright? So finish out what you got.
And it says, or that is in the water underneath the earth, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
That's the point. Like you said, God is a jealous God. Now, if we're the Israelites and we're God's chosen people, what are the Israelites required to do? We already told y'all. Y'all remember? Y'all close. Commandments. That's right.
Follow his commandments.
Follow his commandments. That's right. So God told the Israelites, who is us, to follow his commandments. Again, brother, you wouldn't be a so-called black man. Sister, you wouldn't be a so-called black woman. Y'all would be royalty upon this earth. Give me 1 Peter 2:9. This world called you black. This world called you African American. They called y'all niggas, niggers, porch monkeys. I heard a new one today. They said a shadow monkey. They call us shadow monkeys now. Tarcoons. See, the brother said he got called a tarcoon. These are wicked names that this society calls us. God called y'all again royalty. He called y'all his chosen people. He called y'all the Israelites. The school system would never teach you that. The church would never teach you that. That y'all would be God's chosen people, the best nation God has ever created. Why do you think the so-called black man and black woman excels in everything? Again, cooking. I was saying, why do you think the black man and black woman excels in everything? In cooking, sports, the Olympics, all you see is so-called black man and black woman win.
That's right.
Whether they be from Jamaica, Trinidad, or America, all you see in the finals is so-called black people. Why? Because God, he chose us to be his special, chosen, and the best people upon the earth. Cooking, entertainment, rapping, and singing. Who's the best at it? Our people. The smartest people upon the earth, the same people that went through slavery for hundreds and hundreds of years, are still able to excel in society today.
Right.
So let's read this for you.
This 1 Peter chapter 2, verse number 9. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation.
A what?
And holy
That's the
nation.
so-called black man?
And holy nation.
What are the Israelites?
And holy nation.
What did God just call us? A holy nation. He didn't say y'all was just some average people. He didn't say y'all just, y'all just decent, y'all 50-50. God said that y'all are a holy nation. And y'all being a holy nation is certain commandments and laws and ordinances that comes with being a holy nation. Give me Deuteronomy 22 and verse number 5, man. Finish out on this.
A peculiar people, that ye should shew forth the praise of him who have called you out of darkness into his marvelous light.
All right, y'all go. All right, we got a flyer for you. Cause you give him a flyer or whoever got it. All right, we're gonna get y'all a flyer. Y'all be God's chosen people. All right, a king and a princess walking this earth. Y'all gotta look into the info. All right, all praises. So, y'all being Israelites and y'all knowing that we gotta keep God's commandments. Now we gotta know what God's commandments are. Now we named a few already. No having no other God before you. That's a commandment. All right, what else? Honor your father and your mother. That's a commandment by God. You said what? That's right. No choose no other gods. For there be gods many and lords many, but we only serve the one true living God.
Right.
So, knowing that we serve God, we're gonna give y'all a commandment, namely for the women, since y'all are princesses, right? Won't y'all call yourself princesses, or y'all bad bees? Princess. So as a princess, and you too, and brother, and we gonna give you a commandment for a king, for a prince, because princes are also given commandments and ordinances. So you being a young prince, brother, we gotta give you some commandments by God Himself.
Right.
Let's read this.
Deuteronomy chapter 22 and verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
So according to the Bible, a woman cannot wear that which pertains unto a man. What's some things that men are supposed to wear, clothing, that women are permitted to wear according to the Bible? Well, yeah. Yeah,
The men pants.
You said what?
The men pants. Like,
Man, well-
like, you know how men supposed to come home, work and all that stuff, and treat them like spoiled up. Yeah, like, yeah.
Well, you got it to an extent. You said man pants, but pants in general. Believe it or not, sisters, it's a sin for a woman to actually wear pants.
Right.
Yep. And leggings, you know, that's a commandment.
That's supposed to wear skirts and shorts and dresses.
Well, namely skirts and dresses.
So where they go home?
I mean, you can wear what you around at now, but then throw a dress or a skirt on over it.
Right.
Believe it or not, but leggings were originally used to be an undergarment for a skirt or for a dress.
Right.
Leggings were never a thing.
Not leggings. Tights. Yeah.
Same thing. Same thing, really. Nevertheless, they were never designed for you to just wear all out and have your curves showing. That's all.
That's what I'm looking for.
All right, that's what you call wicked. All right, give me Proverbs chapter 7 and verse 10. When you dress like that, the Lord calls it the attire of a harlot. You know what that means? No. Attire is what you wear.
Oh no, I know what attire means.
Right, and a harlot is, I'm just gonna say, as a hoe. All right, modern day. So when you wear these things, God calls that the attire of a harlot. Now we know y'all not harlots. We know again y'all are princesses. But it's one thing to call yourself a princess. It's another thing to move like it and to conduct yourself like so.
Right.
Y'all want to get married one day?
Yeah, but I don't want to be a house slave.
No, not a house slave, sister. The point is, look, at your marriage, are you going to wear a dress or are you going to wear tights and leggings?
Dress.
A dress. Now why? Why not tights and leggings?
Because I'm a girly. I like to wear dresses and skirts.
Exactly, because that's the spirit of a princess, sister.
Right.
That's the spirit of a princess. Well, and you too, sister. You should want to get married one day, and in that marriage, you shouldn't want to wear again leggings, booty shorts, pants, sagging. You know, that's off. Oh, sister, show up to her wedding. She's sagging. She got on tight. She's standing like this. Yeah, she trying to have someone take the pictures, throwing up signs in the camera. That's all. You know, at your wedding, you want to be feminine, like you said. You want to throw on your beautiful dress. And if you can do that at a wedding, why not do that every day and conduct yourself as a princess every day?
I be wearing dresses most of the day.
Well, that's good. You want to keep doing that. Let's bring this out. Make sure y'all kind of listen to this verse, all right? Let's read.
Proverbs chapter 7 and verse 10. And behold, there met him a woman with the attire of an harlot and subtle of heart. She is loud and stubborn.
The Lord said,
She is loud and stubborn.
that again.
She is loud and stubborn.
These are attributes of a loud, stubborn, what we call a nigger woman, a wicked woman. All right, a nigger woman. Yeah, ratchet. Yeah, she patting her. All she do is this. She smacking. Well, you can do that, but not in a nigger woman type of setting. That's cool. That's cool. But some women they do that with intention. They smacking their gums. We gonna answer that too. I got you. Nevertheless, that's women that you don't want to be like. Now we're gonna show you women that you do and should strive to be like. Give me Proverbs 31 and verse 10. All right, we're gonna show y'all women that y'all should strive to be like. Like Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 10. And then for you, brother, I got a commandment for you, all right? Let's get Numbers 15.
It's the book of Proverbs 31 and 10. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies.
So the first one that we read, the first woman that we read about was a wicked woman. All right, with the attire of a harlot. Now the Lord is letting you know, introducing you. Y'all listening?
Yeah.
All right, the Lord is introducing you now to a virtuous, righteous woman. All right, read that again.
Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above ruby.
The Lord said a real righteous woman. Who can really find a righteous woman?
Okay, what do you mean about ruby?
A ruby is a type of jewel. Yeah, like it's more expensive than a diamond. It's red. Yeah, it's red. It kind of got the shape. Now God, go ahead.
Yeah, it's like ruby, like very expensive, like a very more something that you can buy.
Rare.
You got it.
It's valuable. Yeah, and you can keep it. Like almost like somebody that's like you gotta protect it.
Yeah, that's right. So God is comparing a ruby. Now a ruby you don't see it every day. You don't go in your backyard and find a ruby. God is comparing that to a righteous woman. It's not every day that you see a righteous, virtuous woman.
Right.
You think hold on. You think she's a righteous, virtuous woman? She's not a righteous, virtuous woman. She's a so-called white woman.
Right.
All right. They're not righteous, virtuous women.
Right. At all.
She's not a righteous, virtuous woman. But the women of the Bible are righteous, virtuous women.
Bring it out. Right.
You, sister, you gotta strive to be a righteous, virtuous woman by keeping a what? Start with a C, yeah, a dress, wearing the dress and keeping the commandments. And keeping the, I got you, sister. We're gonna finish out and I got your question. What's your question?
Okay, so you know how back in the days all the black people were together, and now like we going separate ways and all that stuff. So do you still think we still the holy what was it called? The holy word.
The holy people.
Yeah, but if we all supposed to be a holy group, we all separated, like we going black crime and all that stuff, hurting each other, going back in the days we were all together before nothing. That we're following the Lord's commandments?
Well, that's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful question. Let's go to the classic in Deuteronomy 28. All right, Deuteronomy 28 and verse number 15. Now, as black people and Hispanic people so-called today, as a whole, we're not keeping God's commandments.
Right.
Again, a commandment is for y'all to wear dresses. A lot of our women, they don't wear dresses on an everyday basis, but they don't know. This society is not going to teach you God's commandments. The church, as much, quote-unquote, godly as they are, as holy as they are, quote-unquote, they're teaching you lies. They're not going to teach you God's commandments. So only to be a holy, peculiar people, you have to be doing, teaching and preaching and following God's commandments. As so-called black people, we're not doing it today.
Right.
And for that reason, that's why we're at the bottom of society. We disobey God, He put us at the bottom. When we obey Him, He puts us back at the top. So let's read this. Deuteronomy 28 and 15.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
Meaning, if you don't listen to God and you don't listen to His words, you know,
to observe, to do all His commandments,
if you don't keep God's commandments as a black people as a whole, you know,
and His statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses,
all these what?
that all these curses,
all these blessings,
that all these curses
all these curses, read,
shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
so you're gonna get overtaken with curses. You heard that, sister?
Yes.
Gonna get overtaken with curses if we don't keep God's commandments. Now, hold on. Now, it's a little bit more than that. Go to 54. Like you said, black on black crime, impoverished in the cities, and slavery with all this hell. If we would have kept God's commandments, this would have never happened. But because we didn't keep His commandments, God said that this is a curse that will happen. Read on.
Verse number 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother.
God said in the future, your eye is going to be evil towards your brother. You said black on black crime. When your eye is evil towards your brother, or you'll kill your brother, you're going to rob your brother, you're going to do all types of wickedness. The same thing with the woman. My sister, she may look at you, she say, dang, why she got to wear that? Her hair look better than mine. Why she gotta wear this and that? I'm pretty sure y'all got certain women or certain sisters or, so-called black women, they envy y'all. They was hating on y'all.
Spit it out.
But that's because that y'all didn't keep God's commandments. We didn't keep God's commandments.
Right.
And that's why these things happen to us. Alright, now does that make sense?
Yeah.
It make make sense all the way.
Yeah.
Okay, all praises. Now we got a commandment for you, brother. All right, let's get Numbers 15 and verse 38. So you as a king, brother, you got certain things that you got to do as God's chosen people. Give me Wisdom of Solomon chapter 1 and verse number 6. All right, read. Actually, give me Psalms. Give me Psalms chapter 2 and verse, I believe that's verse number 10. Read this.
Numbers 15 and 38. Speak unto the children of Israel and bid them that they make them fringes and the borders of their garments.
So God said, as a king, you have to have fringes on at the borders of your garment. These are fringes. Mine's kind of, small. Nevertheless, you see that brother behind you? You see what's on the end of his shirt? And the one right next to him? And then that brother right next to him? Then the brother to the other side? All these people got on fringes. These are fringes. God commanded His chosen people to wear fringes. See the brothers up here? They got on fringes. All different colors. You know?
Throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue, and it shall be unto you for a fringe, that you may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord, and do them.
And what?
And do them.
Fringes is also made for you to remember the commandments. Even y'all sisters, on the bottom of your dress, y'all gotta have fringes.
Right.
Now, if you don't mind me asking you, how old are you? 8? Let me make 2 Kings. I believe it's chapter 22 and verse number 1. Let me 2 Kings 22 and 1. So, did you know that you had an 8-year-old king in the Bible? You had a 7-year-old king in the Bible. You had Joash. I believe he was the youngest. He was 7 years old. Then you had a king named Josiah, righteous man. He started being a king at 8 years old. So believe it or not, but the so-called black man was running things and ruling countries at 8 years old. And you said you how old again? 8. Let's read this. 2 Kings 22.
2 Kings chapter 22 and verse 1. Josiah was 8 years old when he began to reign.
That again?
Josiah was 8 years old when he began to reign.
What's your name again, little bro? Cameron? Guess what, Cameron? You can be 8 years old and be reigning as a king.
Right.
Don't you want to be a king, brother? Yeah, you want to be a king. You don't want to be a peasant. You want to be just some little guy and he don't really know nothing. No, you want to be a king, brother. It said Josiah was 8 years old when he began to be king. Josiah was a so-called black man.
Right.
Josiah, he was a so-called, quote-unquote, a black boy. 8 years old. All right, sitting like this in his throne, legs crossed. All right, feeling himself, arms crossed like this. Had his chains on. All right, you got any chains, brother? You ain't got no chains? Well, you get you some chains, brother, so you can do this as a king.
Right.
All right, brother?
You can't be a type of king that make people slave off you. You gotta be a king that protects them. We don't do that.
That's
We don't
right.
do that.
That's right. We don't enslave our own people as kings.
People making me do his dishes. Do he do that for you?
Yeah. Now, real quick,
You do
Now, real quick. Now we got another verse for y'all, all right? And that's beautiful. As a king, you want to make sure you're doing that, but then you got to conduct yourself as a king. You got to get these fringes, and Lord willing, we're gonna get y'all a flight. We're gonna get y'all a starter pack. If y'all got any questions, we got a social media. Y'all can hit us up, etc. And we'll do everything in our power to make sure y'all get y'all fringes, dresses, that y'all following God's commandments. Now let's read this. We got another verse for you, little bro. All right, let's read this.
The book of Psalms, chapter 2 and 10.
Bring it out.
Be wise now, therefore, O ye king.
Oh, ye who?
O ye kings.
The Lord, brother.
O ye kings.
So God said, as a king, you also got to be wise. All right, do y'all live in Chicago?
Yeah.
What part? What side?
So,
Out south. So out south, you can't just be moving anyway or any way you want to move. You got to move with wisdom, right? You can't be out certain times of the night in certain areas. So God said, as a king, and y'all too as princesses, you have to be wise. You become wise by keeping God's commandments. All right, give me Sirach 43 and 30, and give me Baruch chapter 4 and verse number 28. So before y'all leave, what's 3 things that y'all learned while y'all was up here?
follow God's commandments.
Right, that's right.
No other God before Him and respect our parents.
That's right. That's right. Now you already knew that one before.
And then we Israel.
We're Israelites. Israelites. That's right. So y'all will be the Israelites.
That's right.
You can't eat shrimp. That's a sin.
And then that's our real God. He's not our real God.
That's right. That would be a depiction of how Christ really looks like. Right. Let's turn that sign around real quick.
I'll put that on there.
Right now, when you look on that sign, that will be a true depiction of what Christ and the Most High really looks like. Again, dark-skinned, melanated men. All right. Now, I know y'all said y'all eat shrimp, crab, etc. Now, sisters, real quick, it's a sin to actually eat shrimp, crab, lobster, pork, etc. because those are bottom feeders. All right. So you got certain animals. I don't really got time to break it down, but real quick, you got certain animals in the water that's made to clean up the waters. When a whale kind of do its business and he's dropping all poop and all that, you got certain animals that come and clean it up to keep the water clean. Those animals are the shrimp, the crab, the lobster, and real quick, just make sure y'all kind of listen. Those same animals y'all are eating. The same ones that clean up the water, that clean up the filth, y'all are putting into y'all bodies. Same thing with the pork. The pig, it eats every animal. You don't want to eat no pork, no shrimp, no crab, no lobster. All right, they eat the doo-doo of the water and the doo-doo of the land.
Right.
That's disgusting. And you don't want to be eating nothing that eats boo-boo, because then you eating boo-boo. Now you wonder why your breath smell like boo-boo.
Boo-boo.
Yeah, they gotta say you are what you eat. Right? So y'all don't want to... Huh? Where? Him? No, that's not Christopher Columbus. But that's the devil, though. He's also a devil. He's a slave master. Right?
Oh, that's the one who took all the slaves.
Well, it was many of them, right? You see right here, there's many different slave masters. All right, well, the next brother gonna answer your question, all right? Let's get Baruch 4:30. All right, okay.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 43 and verse number 30. When you glorify the Lord, exalt him as much as you can. For even yet will he far exceed. And when you exalt him,
you exalt God. When you learn about Christ, when you learn about the Most High Yahweh, in the name of his son Yahweh Shai, do what?
Put forth all your strength.
The Lord said,
Put forth all your strength.
And fast.
Put forth all your strength.
Be weary.
Put forth all your strength.
Read.
And be not weary, for he can never go far enough.
Mind you, remember, all the things that we read, you have to do it in the name, and you have to do it for the Most High in the name of Christ. You can't forget none of these things that we went over. Knowing that you're an Israelite, knowing that you got to keep God's commandments, you have to know that and put forth all your strength when it comes to serving your true God, the God of food. God is the God of food. Israel, you have to serve the God of Israel.
Right.
Yeah, that's the question.
I didn't know that was a question.
God is the God of Israel. Y'all got to keep the commandments. You got one more verse, and the next brother going to answer all your questions. Let's read it.
Baruch 4:28. For as was your mind to go astray from God, so being returned, Seek him 10 times more.
The Lord said,
Seek him 10 times more.
decrease,
Seek him 10 times more.
fall out.
Seek him 10 times more.
Read.
For he that hath brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy again with your salvation.
And if y'all make sure that if y'all keeping God's commandments, are enduring to the end, y'all have faith in the Most High in the name of His Son, the Most High is going to give you joy and everlasting life again with your salvation.
Right.
All right. So the next brother is going to come up. He's going to show you a little bit more and teach you more things that that I ever taught you. So with that, pour me your shoulder.
Pour me your shoulder.
Pour me your shoulder.